It's currently 3:02 a.m. in the morning, Tuesday, March 29th. And, it's been a while since I've done one of these. It's actually been a few weeks since I've done an actual car, an actual car vlog. How you guys been? How you guys, hope you've been well. And by the time you see this video, once again, it's gonna be late in the future, because I have been very busy. Look, I have a shirt, guys. Look at the shirt. Hopefully these shirts are on sale by the time you guys see this video. But I decided to just do a quick vlog because, well, not quick, I'm driving home, so just gonna talk in between here and then, but spend the next 20 minutes just pretty much just updating you guys on what's been going on. And yeah, so as you can tell, I've been very busy. You know, you guys eventually probably saw the video of me talking about not giving up YouTube, but taking a hiatus on YouTube and taking it so I can focus on the business 100%. So, you know, I promised myself that I wouldn't be, I won't be editing videos pretty much because I got to focus on getting the finances and the business going, but I would be at least recording footage. So I kind of slipped up the last few weeks. I really haven't recorded much. I tried to do some life vlogs for me and Sarah because we're having the baby and everything, and it's just been tough. I've been really, it's been, I guess, a struggle. It's a little bit of everything. I've been working on trying to get new funding so we can go ahead and expand the store or actually make some meaningful renovations to the store. Getting the store laid out properly. You guys probably saw in the last few video clips just how the store's changed. And for me, I gotta sit back and let's just think about it. And sometimes I will look at some of the old videos and photos of how the old space was arranged. And it's weird to say old because it's not even a year old yet. Like, I'm working on 8 months right now, and we're not even a year old yet. And it's weird saying old, but it's so old. I have changed the store so many times up till this point that even my customers have just become used to it. They're just like, whoa, what's going to change next? What's going to change next? And every 2 weeks, what's going to change next? And I sit back and like this is version 3.725 because I do it every week. I know that for my customers, it's been kind of exciting to see it get better, it changing all the time. But for me, it's because I did so much, it's like raising a kid, I guess. The people raising it fail to see how much the kid has grown because they just see them every day. But an outside person's like, holy crap, what happened to your child? And for me, I had one of those moments where I look back at where I started. I'm just like, how the hell did I make that work? And I actually had one of my investors. He's actually one of the very first members of the store. He even commented the other day. He was saying how he kind of misses the old space, how it used to be, because it was very cozy. It was just cozy. It was small. It was it was a cozy space. And I just think back, I'm like, how the hell did I make that work? And I made it work somehow, and it did. But that's then, and now I'm looking towards the future. And nothing's set in stone yet, so I'm not really going to talk about it too much, but I'm really hoping now that spring is it's on its way. It's still kind of cold at night sometimes, but spring is here. That means summer is right around the corner, and I've always said to myself that if we could just make it to the summer, we'd be fine, because traffic would be much higher. It's just gonna be I just feel like, and I've seen it, this month has been awesome. I didn't really talk about the last 2 months in my last videos, I think, but even if I did, here's a repeat. It was tough. January and February were really tough. We had snowstorms. It was just a slow month. November and December, we were on the rise, but when January and February rolled around, it got cold. it was just, people weren't spending much, people weren't going out as much, so it was just a rough period for us. And this month just went boom. It just really reassures me. Like for me, a lot was riding on this month. A lot of it was. It needed to be good, and it was. Because, I needed to move forward with conversations about expanding to a new location to get the business plan 100% implemented, to change the store, to make some meaningful changes. So no more rearranging, but like getting things like carpet, proper storage, getting merchandise to sell, expanding the food options. Just like a little bit of everything. Doing marketing. I have done absolutely zero marketing up to this point, and we've made it. We actually had a profitable month, and it was just like, when I talk with these new investors and when I talk with the other people, it's like, at the end of the day, folks, we got here with zero marketing. And then when I say that to some people, sorry about backheads, they're just astonished. I'm astonished. My parents, everyone's astonished. But I can only imagine what I could be doing if I had the proper funding. And that's what I'm working towards. That's what I've been working very hard and very diligently to get towards. I mean, I just spoke with an old employee today, and I just reflected back to the last 8 months. It was just like, in that 1 hour that we talked, it was just like a recap. And I've talked about this before, but you will not know the outcome of your business. You will not know the outcome of anything you take in life, whether you're taking steps for a new job, you're choosing a new career path, you're moving, you're going back to school, you're opening up a new business, you're starting a new family, whatever it is that you're doing, you will never, ever truly know what the outcome will be. And sorry, my back is really itching. You never know. But if you're going to do it, you got to make sure of yourself that you're committed to doing it, that you are 100% committed to doing it, and you're willing to sacrifice anything to get it done. And and I always say this in my other videos, I haven't succeeded. We aren't a home run success yet, because there's still a lot of work ahead of us. But I'm able to still move forward. I was able to make it here. And you gotta remember, I didn't start this business with a lot of money. I didn't start it with, I actually started pretty much with nothing. Because when most people start businesses, they start with like $250,000 to $500,000, $1 million, because they pull together their family resources and all this other stuff. I didn't start with anything. I started with a huge financial debt. It was probably the craziest decision I could have made, but I decided to do it because you just have to have the balls to do it. You have to have the guts. If you could, because yes, it is that my situation was a very valid reason not to do it, but at the end of the day, it's just another excuse. And people can be critical about it, but that's what holds everyone back. It is the people who decide to move forward, no fear, take the risk and do it. Yes, people fail, and people will fail, but they have to be able to move forward after that. But the people that do succeed are the people that other people look at, and they were like, I had the same idea. I could have done the same thing. Oh my gosh, I wish I would have done something. They regretted afterwards because they didn't do it themselves. It's not that they didn't do it themselves. They didn't have the courage to do it themselves. I know that's not 100% of the situations, but that is sometimes the majority of them. And for me, up to this point, I'm just glad that for me, it hasn't failed yet, because it could still. There's always a potential, but I'm glad to see that my hard work, not just myself, my volunteers, and my one employee right now, we got through this dark period, and right now, the road ahead, it's not 100% clear, but at least for the next few months, I can focus on the store. I can finally pay myself finally. I can focus on the business, because before I was worrying constantly about my personal side and everything, and I can just focus on the business now. I can do some of the things I finally have been wanting to do for the last 8 months. I can finally do it. Better late than never. And we're there. I mean, I know this is not much of a recap, but I'm just more discussing, just because like I've hit another point in my life right now. It's just like, this is just another checkpoint. So whether this is in, motivating you guys, or you guys are just hearing me out, this is also me talking to future Andrew, because by the time I edit this video, it's gonna be kind of, probably a good time into the summer, that I'm still fighting, I'm still working hard, that I've implemented the ideas that I wanted to. Because for me, right now, by November, I can't be working like this. I still gotta be working hard with the same passion, the same creativity, but I can't be working these crazy hours. I cannot be not seeing my wife, my family, and especially my son or daughter, whichever it ends up being. I gotta stay focused, and I gotta take the necessary steps to make sure that I'm able to be able to support them, not just financially, but as a father. My mom and dad are obviously going to be there to help Sarah to take care of our child, but that doesn't give me excuse to not be there. I'm a first-time dad, obviously, but I know that I have to be there, that I know that I want to be there. And, I'm going to move on to a different topic really quick here and talk about loved ones. And for other people that might be going through a similar situation, my best friend who's in Florida right now, Adam, if you're watching this video, this is you, buddy. We just talked about this today. And he's going through, I wouldn't call it a breakup, but sort of is. His ex-girlfriend, I know well, as I actually know, I've known her for a very long time as well, and I miss her as well. Those two are great together. They obviously love each other, but what happened recently was she had a change of career paths, and she just became really focused at work, and work has taken over her life. And all of a sudden, really quickly, she found herself focusing more on her job than my friend. She was neglecting him. She wasn't calling him, texting, giving him any attention, and that's what happened. And for my friend, it was tough on him too. He got lonely and everything, and it got to a point where she thought it was unfair to him, that she was treating him this way, and she was hurting him, and he felt a little bit the same way too, and emotions were high, and they decided just to break it off because this just wasn't going to work out for what they thought. But after he sat on it, and after I sat on it too, I kind of realized she's actually me and Sarah went through something very similar, and this was actually last year. And for me, it was just like, I did it before with my ex-fiance, and I know I didn't want to do this with Sarah. My ex-fiance had a plethora of other issues that led her to being an ex. But with Sarah, I knew that I wasn't going to see her, that I was going to be working ridiculous amounts of hours for a ridiculously long time. And for me, I had to make it clear to her from the beginning. I was like, honey, if I do this, you aren't going to see me. I'm going to be working all the time. I'm going to be there all the time, and we're barely going to see each other. And for me, it's like, and I made it clear to her, she could have been like, we could just end it here. You can just go back to New York if I do this, or I cannot do this. I don't have to do this. I can keep working the way I've been working, and we can go ahead and just keep commuting and just go on like it never, like nothing's changed. But for her, and so that's like me, I am my friend's ex, and Sarah's like Adam right now in my life. So like, sorry about the weird situational thing, but for her, she decided to put up with it. She like, for her, she told me, she was like, she would obviously prefer to see me more and not change our schedule and have me work at Vanguard, but she knew that I was miserable there. I had a huge passion to do my own thing, and that I wouldn't be happy if I didn't do it. And so she decided to commit to putting up with it so I can go and pursue my dream. And she would just play the supportive role, and she understood. And for me, it's just like, I knew it was going to be tough for her because she's not at her hometown. She has no friends around here that she can go talk to on a daily basis. And for her, every day she comes home and just sees my mom and dad, her in-laws. And I knew it was going to be tough for her. And so for her, like, I just wanted to make it clear to her that this was going to be happening. And the thing is, if she was 100% on board with willing to put that up for the off chance that this might succeed and that we might have a better future, she decided to commit to it. Now, in sort of her defense, she thought that I wasn't going to last more than like 3 or 4 months, and I ended up going back to the workforce. She didn't think I would last this long, so I kind of proved her wrong. But right now, it's, especially with us being married and us having a kid on the way, I know it's harder on her now. Thankfully, my parents have like 100% just accepted her as their daughter into our family, but it's tough for her. And I know it's harder than ever, because right now she's going through a pregnancy, and other than my parents, she doesn't have anyone else. And it's just like, it hurts me that I'm not there. It really does. It hurts me that she's struggling and she's hurting. But for me right now, the worst thing I can do is give up. The worst thing I can do is give up. And that's why I told my friend too. It's just like, once you commit to her, if you make it clear to her that you're willing to commit, then she can take it, and you gotta be able to willing to put up with it. But then she can work 100% to her potential. The reason that I've been able to work as hard as I've been up to now was because of my wife. Not just the passion I have within myself, but because I knew that when I come home, she would be there. That when I come home, that she would love me, that she would support me. But no matter what decisions I make, she'd be there. And she's been like that the entire time. And so for me, like, when I feel this way, my equivalent of her breaking up with my friend is giving up. If I just gave up all of this and go back to corporate America, then it literally made the last 8 months meaningless. I literally am spinning on her sacrifice. And so I'm not. And it's been driving me forward. And I don't know how it is about you guys, but for me, how can I not love this woman? How can I not have married this person? There was probably a million other reasons why my old friends, if they were still my friends, would have told me not to be with her. My parents gave me a whole plethora of reasons why not to be with her. It was very non-traditional and very not normal. All this stuff. And Oma, if you're watching this, if you're understanding what I'm saying, I know, because my mom brings it up all the time. Like, she was very upset and she was very depressed on how things unfolded. It wasn't a very blessing wedding. It wasn't a very, everyone gave us their support. Her Sarah's family still hates her and me to guts. Like, it wasn't the most joyous way for us to get together, and now we have a baby on the way, so they're even more worried, and it's just like, it just sucks. But for my mom, I understand too, Mom, and I don't like this either. But if I just sat here and just gave up, that just made all that sacrifice, all that crap worthless. And I know I'm repeating myself, but like, if you focus on the shit that happens, and I excuse my language there, but if you focus on the sad stuff, you focus on the bad stuff, and then you feel bad, and then all of a sudden you just want to give up and just throw everything away to just go back to being safe and all that stuff, you are literally spitting upon the sacrifices made by everybody that's supporting you. And you cannot do that. And I'm sorry that I'm getting riled up, because once again, like when I talk on these videos, I'm ad-libbing and I'm just talking about it. And right now, it is just reminding me that I cannot give up anything that I do right now because of the sacrifices that they've made for me. I'm at the point now where I can't fail. Not just for this sake, not just for the baby's sake, just because too much has been put into this. Obviously, I have to know when to quit, because if it isn't working, you gotta stop, because you have to count your losses. But I'm not at that stage right now. I'm at the stage right now where I'm at a growth stage. I could take this and literally, the sky's the limit. It could fail too. I will cross that bridge when I get there. But right now I'm at the point where I'm like, it's hurting more and more. I'm more worried about my family and all this stuff. But if I just give up, if I just quit, it just doesn't make it worth it. What was all that for? And so, this probably ends up being a vlog video, so I'm going to retitle it, obviously. But I'm going to keep going forward. It's been tough. It really has been. And I know for a lot of you, it's been tough for you guys too. It's not easy being an adult. I sit there with my some of my older customers, and we just sit down and we're just like, sometimes we wish we were a kid again, because you wake up every day, you have longer days because you feel like you get more done. You didn't really have too much to worry about. You were a kid. And as an adult, you got to worry about a bazillion other things. But it's not all bad. Because when I'm happy, I'm really happy. It's not because of a candy or I beat a level. It's because I'm just happy. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm emotionally hurt. I miss my friends. I miss my wife. I miss my family. I miss having a life. It's been hard. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm such a crybaby. It's been really hard. There's just times where I had some regret. I was really lonely. It's just hard not having some of the people I wanted around me this entire time. I miss having a life sometimes. And I'm not sitting here just complaining. It's just, I'm sorry, that this emotion just came out. But I'm still happy where I am. I go to work, I am always motivated. I enjoy my job. I enjoy what I'm making. I'm literally creating something out of thin air. I love my customers. I love all my members. A couple bad apples, but overall, like, I love the family I've created. You know what's funny is this, I haven't paid myself in the last 4 months. And I look back and I'm just like, it's amazing that we got through it. I had to sacrifice so much to get through it. It's just amazing that we were able to get through it. I'm glad that we did. And I'm sorry. I'm probably just running out of things to say at this point. So where am I after the first quarter? This is the first quarter of the year. I'm doing good. I guess this is a weak moment for me right now, but no, I'm more motivated than ever to keep moving forward, and we are. You know, I haven't been working this hard just to do nothing. You know, I've been making sure to build a portfolio so I can, show off to banks or more investors that look, listen, if you're going to get into my business, now's the time to get into it, because we're about to take this to the freaking moon. I'm sorry, I was about to curse there. We're about to take this to the freaking moon. And before, if I talked like this last year, bull crap, you're all talk, nothing backs it up, that's stupid. But now, I have some backing to it. I've proved so many people wrong up to this point. And I'm not done. You know what's funny is when I stop paying attention to the media, the political bullcrap, all this other bullcrap, and just focus on building something, it's funny how less depressing it is. I focus on the issues. I focus on the actual issues, not these BS political crap, BS emotional stuff that people keep putting on. I'm focused on the actual issues that I need to focus on. But for the business, but for the country, but for my family, just in general. I'm so focused right now. Because before, it was tough to see the dream. It was tough to see what my vision was going to be. It was just tough to see anything. But now, like, I'm not there yet, but like the light has sort of gotten a little bit brighter. And so I'm just going to end it here. I'm blabbling on. I've talked more than long enough. I think it's been almost 30 minutes since I've been talking. So if you watched this part of the video, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Like, a lot of people still come into me today and they say that they watched all my old videos. And I'm just like, thank you. Like, you took the time to sit there for a few hours to hear me talk. And right now, you took the time to listen to me for like 40 minutes. Like, thank you. Like, you deem me listenable to talk, listen to. And, for me, it's like, if you listen to this part, just thank you. And I know you and I may not agree on everything I talk about, but I hope that I was able to help out in a certain way. And maybe help even future Andrew. Because I make these, like I said, I always say this, like I make these videos as a personal diary of what's going on with this new venture of mine, but as well as a resource for you guys that I hope that can help you grow. Because for me, I looked at the other people who, and this is my last point, I looked at other people in my life who took the leap of faith to do something, and finally made the decision to do it myself. And now I see everything that they were talking about. And so I'm trying to do the same thing, that all that stuff that you probably hear from other YouTubers, other people that you've heard about, it's not all bullcrap. You can do it too. I'm not living proof, but you know, I'm doing it too. And this is what these videos are gonna be meant for. So I need to get some sleep. I actually gotta get up in 5 hours and go back to the store because I have a morning shipment. Pick up my. It's tomorrow's a busy day. Back to the grind. So, well, as always, folks, if you have a comment, question, or feedback, please go ahead and leave in the comment section down below, and I'll do my best to get back to it. And whatever part, actually, before that, don't forget to leave a thumbs up to let me know you watched this video to the end and you liked it. And if you aren't a subscriber and you just listen to everything I had to say, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel, please. I'll be very supportive. And as always, guys, whatever time of day it is in the world that you are watching this video, please have a good day, good morning, or good evening. And hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next video. And if it's late enough, it'll be the gender reveal video. That's going to be later on. But seriously, guys, seriously, take care and be safe. Thank you. Bye.